Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm LJ if you're new here. So I'll be sharing with you guys 5 easy steps to get your foundation to look like your skin, to have that natural, flawless, skin-like finish. And I feel like these steps are super easy. So I'll be sharing with you guys 5 easy steps that are beginner friendly and very, very easy to follow. So if you're interested, let's get into it.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'. Welcome to a YouTube.
Alright, so in this video, I'll be going over the techniques of foundation application and also the different types of foundation that can give your skin a flawless finish, because sometimes with certain foundations, because of the consistency and the coverage, they just never give you that flawless skin-like finish. So I'll also be sharing a few foundations that are my favorite to use to get like that natural type of finish. And I just love creating the appearance of skin with foundation, because I feel like it gives your skin a more realistic and natural look. I mean, sometimes I like a full coverage type of foundation when I'm beating my face, but most of the time I go for a natural finish type of foundation. And you know, I feel like the whole my skin but better type of thing is the trend nowadays anyways, so I feel like it's very popular. All right, so number 1 is to create a nice, clean and glowy canvas. The only way your foundation will look nice and natural is if the skin underneath your foundation is nice and glowy, right? So you want to start off with a clean canvas. So this is where skincare is so important, because you have to have a consistent skincare routine to create that canvas, but you can also clean your skin before makeup application to kind of give your skin that extra glowy look. So that's what I usually like to do. I start off by exfoliating my skin if I'm going for a really nice clean base. I like using these Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta peeling wipes. I've talked about these a few times on my channel, and I really like them because they really extract all the dead skin cells and everything else that has stayed up on my skin. And usually after I use these products and I move on to moisturizer, I can feel the texture of my skin is really nice and smooth. So you don't specifically have to use this. You can use any exfoliating product that you like using. I stay away from exfoliating scrubs because I feel like they tear up your skin even more and cause even more breakouts. So I like using a gentle exfoliator, which are usually chemical exfoliators, chemical peels, something that is more so chemical than a scrub. So once you exfoliate, you want to go in with a toner. I like using hydrating toners with rose water. Toner will help balance the pH of your skin and bring your skin back to normal. Then you want to go in with a serum and a moisturizer. I like using oil-free moisturizers. This will help feed my skin the hydration it needs after cleansing and exfoliating, because foundation sinks best into hydrated skin. And then lastly, you want to go in with an SPF of your choice to protect your skin from the sun. All right, so the next step is applying a primer. So this is usually the first step in your makeup application process, is to use primer. And you just want to find the right primer for your skin. So if you have pores, you want to use a pore diffusing primer. If you have dry skin, use a hydrating primer. So you just want to use a primer that is really good for your skin to help even out your skin tone and give you that nice clean base. I'm gonna go in with this Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Primer, and this is a hydrating primer. And then after you apply the primer, you want to set it with either a translucent loose powder or a blotting powder. I usually use this trick if I feel like my skin is a bit on the oily side and it needs to be mattified a little bit. I also really like this CoverFx Mattifying Booster Drops. I usually use this around my T-zone area to kind of help mattify my skin if I feel like it's a little bit too oily. So you don't want your skin to be too oily and you don't want it to be too dry at the same time. And setting your skin with a translucent powder or a blotting powder will help lock in that primer into your skin so it does not move even after your whole makeup application process, and it will protect your skin from absorbing your makeup. If you're enjoying this video so far, leave your girl a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And also subscribe if you haven't already, because I would love to have you on the LJ family. We're gonna move on to number 3. So number 3 is to use a small amount of foundation. So the key to making your foundation look like skin is to apply a very small amount. First, You obviously want to have the right foundation color, which I've done a video on how to shop for the right foundation. If you're interested, check that video up. I'll leave it somewhere over here. And you want to stick to foundations that say natural finish. Natural finish foundations are the ones that are skin-like. They give you that skin-like effect. And you also want some that also say long wearing. Those are the ones that stay on your skin for longer and they're least likely to be absorbed by your skin. So I have 4 foundations here that I love when I'm going for a natural finish. The first one is this Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. I love this foundation. I've done a review on it and it gives me that skin-like finish on my skin. It's super natural and it gives my skin that filtered effect. So this one is a really good one. The other 3 are high-end foundations. I feel like more high-end foundations or luxury foundations usually are the ones that are the most natural ones. The first one is this Gucci Fluid Natural Foundation. I love this one. It's quite a bit expensive, but I really love the finish of the foundation. It's super natural and also gives me that filtered finish. And the other foundation is this Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. You guys have seen me rave about this product all the time. This is also a really expensive foundation, but it is a good quality foundation. I have used it for a couple of years now and I love it. It's one of my favorite foundations and it gives me that nice natural finish. Last but not least, we have a very lightweight natural foundation, which is the Pat McGrath Labs Foundation. I haven't used this in a minute. When I first got it, I was using like all the time. I really like the foundation. It's very expensive, $68, but it still gives me a really nice natural finish. The difference between this and these other 3 are medium coverage. This one is a light coverage, so it's for natural makeup looks if you don't want to put too much foundation on. So those are all the 4 foundations that I would recommend. So I usually like starting out with one pump at the back of my hand and apply it everywhere on my skin except my nose area, because that area I usually require a very small amount. So I'm using the Giorgio Armani foundation and then I'm gonna place some on my forehead area and then a little bit on my chin. And then I'm gonna take a beauty blender and blending it out. When blending it out, you want to start first from your cheek area and you want to blend it outwards. I love using a beauty blender to blend out liquid foundations because they absorb any excess foundation that isn't needed, so it's not just staying on top of your skin. And this only allows me to apply what my skin can take. And of course, because you've applied primer, you don't have to worry about your skin absorbing any excess foundation because that primer protects your skin from absorbing the foundation. And then you want to go ahead and blend out your forehead area, and you also want to blend it outwards towards your hairline. Make sure you're not rubbing the foundation because that can cause uneven coverage. You want to make sure that you're just lightly pressing it onto your skin and give a little dab on your skin very gently. And you also want to focus the rest of the foundation around the mouth area. This is really good if you have discoloration and you just want that extra coverage. And then the one that people forget the most is around this area on your ears, because if your ears have that discoloration, it's going to look a little off. So you want to just press a little bit on your ears. So this is what one pump of foundation looks like. Do you see how you can't really see that I haven't applied foundation around my nose area? This area of my skin usually gets the oiliest and it tends to move the most. So I try to focus my foundation around that area and not specifically on that area. If I feel like I need a little bit of coverage around that area, I take whatever's left on the beauty sponge and I just quickly go on top of it, you know, just so everything is nice and blended. But most of the time I usually don't apply foundation around that area. So once you've applied one pump of the foundation, this is what it looks like. You want to make sure that your foundation is matching the rest of your body, so like your chest area. Some people have discoloration on their neck area, so it doesn't really specifically have to match your neck. Maybe you can apply a little bit of foundation on your neck if you have discoloration, but my neck does not have that much discoloration compared to my face, so I like to make sure that everything looks good and it matches. This will let me know that my foundation looks like my natural skin when everything looks good. It doesn't look like I have too much foundation on. There's no creasing around my mouth area. Like I mentioned, mentioned, these foundations are very skin-like. They give you a natural finish. So, all right, so I pretty much went ahead and completed the rest of my face. I did my eyebrows, my eyes, and applied the complexion products like concealer, contour, bronzer, and blush. So the next step is applying highlighters only on the areas where the sun hits or the light reflects. And you want to use highlighter that shows up and it's not powdery, because some highlighters are usually more powdery, less highlighty. So you want to use a very reflective highlighter. This will give your skin that glowy look, and that's what brings out the naturalness of the foundation. So the highlighter that I like to use is this Artist Couture highlighter. You guys have seen me use this a bunch of times on my channel because it is my favorite highlighter. It's really the highlighter that gets my skin to have that glowy look, but it also looks very, very natural. Another highlighter that I really like is this Rare Beauty highlighter. This one is in the shade Transcend. This is one of my favorites. And lastly, we have the Ilia Liquid Light Serum highlighter. This one is more so of a natural highlighter. These are liquid highlighters, so if you have oily skin, you can definitely apply this over your makeup. But if you have dry skin, I find it a little bit hard sometimes when my skin is dry to blend out these highlighters. So I would apply this before applying foundation. But for today's video, I'm going to be using the Artist Couture highlighter. So the areas where you want to apply the highlighter is obviously like around this area right here. And with highlighter, you want to apply a very small amount, because if you apply too much, it will show and look unnatural. So you want it to melt with your skin. So the areas where I usually apply highlighter is on my forehead, cheekbones, and at the bottom of my chin. And you can also apply a very small amount on the bridge of your nose as well. So the highlighter will give the illusion that your skin is nice and reflective and just moisturized. And so with this, you want to bring it all the way upwards around this area so that it looks nice and blended, and it's not just like you applied it only on your cheekbones, because the light is also reflecting around this area. So you want to bring the highlighter all the way up towards this area, and this is why you want to place a small amount so it doesn't look too obvious. All right, last but not least, we have step 5, which is to blot and set your whole face. So sometimes I usually forget to do this, and then like hours later I found my foundation and my makeup moving. So you definitely want to lock your foundation into place so it does not move at all. But first, you want to blot before setting your face. So this will get rid of the oils that have built up while you're applying the other products and doing your eyeshadow. You want to make sure you're setting only the liquid makeup products. Once you apply the blotting powder, you want to set your face with foundation or a face powder or a setting powder. So the one that I like using is this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Powder. This is in the shade 360 Mocha. And I like this NYX Professional Can't Stop Won't Stop mattifying powder. You can use a mattifying powder or you could just use a regular face powder. So I'm gonna use this Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I like to just use a very, very small amount because you don't want to place too much to where the foundation will start moving. So you just want to lock that in place. And I like to apply this where you can see the foundation. I try to avoid areas where I've placed like my blush so that that does not move as well. And then a little bit on my forehead area. And literally that is it. So I'm gonna quickly put on my outfit and then I'll be back to show you guys the final look. Alright, so that wraps up the video for today. I really hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys have tried any of these techniques or any of these tips, and let me know how it impacts your foundation application. Don't forget to watch my previous video over here on how to shop and find your perfect foundation match, where I go into the details on finding your foundation and getting that perfect match. But other than that, I will see you guys in my next video.
KLJ, welcome to a channel where it's poppin'.